Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the stream. It is 7:30 p.m. It is March 3rd, and today we are going to be broadcasting live some Alpha 40 action. I appreciate everybody who is here today. For those who are not familiar, my regularly scheduled stream is every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. I play 3 rounds of old school Magic with the Northern Paladins as part of the Tuesday Night Gauntlet. The Northern Paladins also sponsor the Alpha 40 League. So that is definitely something that you should check out if you have not already done so. If you want some information regarding the Northern Paladins, Paladin Magic, or Alpha 40 League, you can go over to northernpaladins.com. So with me today, I do have special guests. We have, it's not just me. I have today with me, I have Angelo Russo, Joe Freshwater, and Drew Epstein, the 3 amigos. Gentlemen, say hi.
Hey, guys.
So
hi. Good to be here.
Thank you very much for that. Bruins gifting the Tier 1 sub to Stream of Life. I appreciate that. So we are going to what's going to happen is that Angelo, Joe, Drew, and myself are going to provide commentary on a match between James and Ash of Alpha 40. So what we're going to do is I'm going to talk to the players real quick and let them know that we are ready and ready
like
to
a
go.
lot of the old art sells.
Hey gentlemen, thank you very much for allowing me to stream this match. I really appreciate this.
Of course.
And we're happy to be here. Thank you.
All right. So Angelo, Drew, Joe, and I will be watching. We'll be providing commentary in. You guys won't hear us or whatnot. So we appreciate you doing this, and hope you guys have a good match. Have you determined who's going first yet?
No, we're gonna do that now.
Okay.
Do that right now.
All right. So go ahead and do that. I'm gonna mute my mic. You guys have a great game, a great match, and we will talk to you soon. Take care.
Okay, sounds good.
Here we go.
All right. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so
Yours.
look at that.
All right.
Look at
So
that.
3 on
Ash
top
with
for
the
me.
high-tech
2-1.
die roll there. Gotta
I
love
think-
that.
All right.
James has 2 different decks. We don't know which one he's playing. We've peeked at these lists just a little bit, but I don't think we've
Shuffled.
memorized them or anything. Just kind of get an idea
Right.
of what
So,
the cards are.
one
There's lots
thing
of variants.
Yeah, one thing I'm going to do is I can bring Ash's deck up on the screen because Ash only has the one deck. He's got the sweet deck picture with that alpha rule book.
Good.
And
Yeah, I gotta keep this. Yep.
and then
Here,
let me mute the players, guys. Sorry about that. And then we'll find out in a moment which deck. Okay, I know what deck James is playing. So
First turn, Llanowar.
yep. So we've got his green and red deck on the stream. So yeah,
Right,
Land of
yeah,
War
sweet
Elves
value.
and some other
Yeah.
fun stuff, and so we got these two decks facing off against each other. This should be pretty fun.
I can't believe how hard it's been to get. I was looking into getting the Llanowar Elves, and they're just not available.
That is correct. They've actually recently spiked. I know that there are a number of players that are entering the format, trying to get into it, and they're having some trouble finding them. You know.
Wild Drone is still available.
Another thing too with Llanowar Elves is that it's a universally played card in other formats other than Alpha 40. So
Of course.
people like. There are people who like, the older stuff, and they want to get an older version of cards. So whether it be alpha or beta for their modern deck, or for commander, or whatnot. So it's just one of those things.
You're not wrong, but let's
Sure.
face it, there was elves hanging around before Alpha 40, and now there's really not.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's true. Like most things.
2 common builds for elves right now are what I call Elf 11 and 12, as in
Oh,
11 or 12 elves.
It was
Yeah.
12, yeah.
So with that, yeah. So people might not be familiar with Alpha 40. When it comes to the commons, you can play as many as you can find, right?
Except for Lightning Bolt.
Except for Lightning Bolt and Stone Rain and Sinkhole, right? The land destruction is limited a little bit, but and you guys just recently made a change on uncommons, right? It used to be unlimited for the uncommons, and now it's what, six?
A maximum of 6. So
Maximum
yeah,
of
but
6.
for anybody who might be watching who hasn't really been familiar with the rules, we have certain cards that are what we consider moderated, which is limited to an amount of 3 total that you can have in the deck. Okay, so that would be cards like for uncommons, that would be cards like Counterspell, Juggernaut, Berserk, Swords of Plowshares, some of those kinds of things. The only common that's limited in that way would be Lightning Bolt, which is limited to 3. Everything else for common is unlimited. And then,
Wasn't Stone Rain changed to a limit of 3 though?
oh, you're right.
And
Yeah, that's
Sinkhole?
true. Rain, okay. Stone Rain and Sinkhole.
Yeah.
My bad. I apologize. I always think of those as uncommons for some reason.
Yeah, I mean they should have been.
But yeah, so then the uncommons is anything that's not on that list is up to 6. So that would be like things like Black Knight, White Knight, Orcish Artillery, all that kind of stuff.
You said the key word right there, Orcish Artillery.
We were
Well,
extremely worried about seeing too many unreverted tree folks.
yes, that's true. Absolutely. No,
Mhm.
what we were thinking is that the actual scarcity of uncommons, it was hard to get more than 6. It was hard to get, you know what I mean, that many of an
We
uncommon.
really couldn't even get 6. I mean, that's so like basically the way, and this is a common misconception with the format, is that the way that it was largely designed, the number one priority was to try and emulate / kind of simulate the environment of the time, which at the time was card scarcity. Now, this isn't perfect. It's not a perfect, replica of that. It's more of it's like what I consider to be a resto mod, right? So it's not a complete restoration of a classic car, but it's a restoration of a classic car with some modern amenity technology added to it, right? It's kind of an in between, and so that's kind of what we have here, right? So yeah, getting 6 of an uncommon was like pretty much impossible at the time back then, unless maybe you worked for WotC and you were there when they opened up the palette or something.
And that continued for a while too.
Yeah.
Like I didn't start playing Magic until Ice Age, and getting some even revised uncommons back then was kind of like pulling teeth, And if you wanted a play set of something, it was hard to come by something as simple as getting a play set of counter spells.
Yeah, or Sarah Angel was a really big one.
Yeah.
That was a tough one to get.
I mean, you buy a pack and there's so many rares. I mean, you're not necessarily going to get what you use or want.
So Epson in chat says, "Damn the anxiety of seeing liquid next to these cards." Yes, definitely so. Definitely
Yeah,
so.
there are some folks that actually will use certain graded cards as coasters, and they'll have beers while they play and things like that.
Now, I do have a graded card as a coaster, but it's not a Magic card. I'm showing it to the stream right now. It is graded gold label 9.5 of Miss Mask from Golden Age of Comics. So it was just something silly that I wanted to pick up because I couldn't find a Garbage Pail Kid.
Oh, those Garbage Pail Kid cards, man!
Mhm.
Talk about price spikes.
Yeah, definitely. So we've got both Bruins and LeBrooks in chat right now. They are regulars to the stream. Bruins does a lot of support for the stream with gifting subs, and he also donated the 4th edition starter deck that I played a little while ago.
Oh, very nice. Thank you very much, sir, for doing that.
Studio Head says, finally off work on a Tuesday. Well, sorry, Studio Heads, but today's Wednesday.
That's how long he's been at work.
Right?
Right? Oh man, oof, I'm glad you're off.
Ash's deck is interesting. It looks like it's black, red, and maybe green. Gotta buy
Yes, it's
some.
black, red, and green, but it doesn't look like it's doing much right now.
I
James,
think he has lots of X spells,
yeah.
but the X spells at this moment is low.
Yeah, he needed to shatter or something earlier
Oh,
on.
geez, Studio Head's had a car accident? Hope everything's okay, man. Oh, a month ago. Oh, jeez. No, that's not the best way to get time off, but I hope you're okay.
So, meanwhile, James is coming in with a couple of
Head
Geez,
trauma? I mean, if you're a Magic player, you probably already had head trauma. I jest, obviously. I hope you're okay. But so that one was quick because James had stuff and
Ash didn't.
Ash didn't. That's
There you go.
pretty much what happened there.
Yeah.
That's how it goes, and that's
Somebody was asking me the other day, Angelo, why we don't have Jade Statue as moderated. And my answer was that I don't know. I don't feel like it necessarily needs to be. Like, I mean, okay, you can have like 6 in it. Say you put like 6 in a deck or something crazy.
You still have to activate him.
You still have to activate them. Like having 6 out doesn't
Yeah.
help. I don't think it helps you that much.
Look,
right?
I feel like that's an achievement unlock. You
Epson,
should
this
get
is
it.
this
6
is just
live Jade statues activated. Man, I want to give you a high five for that.
Yeah.
Epson in chat is asking, is this a finals match or just a regular league game? This is a match played by league rules.
Yeah.
So,
this is not. This is
right,
part of the rules, but it's not
the finals for the January league are tomorrow. So make sure that you join me tomorrow. Drew will be here in the house, and we will provide live commentary for that as well.
in the house.
And then Angelo, that's you in the finals, correct? So
That's right. I am in the finals, and that's all I'm gonna say because I'm not here to give any kind of spoilers. I want it to be exciting.
Yeah.
It was exciting to play. I couldn't have had a nicer opponent, so that's it.
Unlike our normal matches that we do live, this one we actually had to do recorded. Rich was on vacation, so we recorded the match. Did not reveal.
I was away for 2 weeks, 1,200 miles south of here. The weather was glorious. It was much better than being here in New York. Studio heads, yes, that is James Rosenblum, who is playing on the left-hand side. All right, so Ash is going to play and draw. That is such an amazing rule. I miss that. And you can see it from time to time. People who play Alpha 40 and play Old School, where there'll be times where they'll want to draw for their first turn when they are on the play.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this is so yeah. For those wondering, this is not a finals match. This is part of like some new content that we were trying to put together, where it's almost more of a kind of a group hang session. With some Alpha 40. We chat a bit, maybe do some trash talk, like our last time there was, because we were the ones that were playing.
Well, yeah, last time it was Angelo, Joe, and Drew were all playing, and we got to smack talk each other and whatnot while they were playing. But this time it's all four of us providing commentary, which is
I think it's fun to just showcase regular decks.
Yeah.
And to showcase Drew losing to a mono red deck again. That main board's cop red.
Yes, that was awesome.
So solidifies my status as like the worst Magic player of all time.
No, not at all. Just the most unlucky.
Creatures, what can you do?
People never believe how unlucky I can be, and now I have proof of it. I have video evidence. Somebody was asking me earlier today, Rich, when you're gonna play, and I said, Rich can play anytime. I can lend him cards, or I've already given him the offer that if he wants to put non-alpha cards that he owns, we can play Alpha 40. So somebody wants to, people want to see you on stream.
People want to see me on stream playing Alpha 40. Yeah. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it'll never happen. I'm just saying that I might not be doing it with my own cards if it comes to just strictly alpha cards. But it might be me using some of my betas and CEs instead.
Yeah, you can use whatever you want to.
Or FBBs.
We can, if you saw that recent Edwin video where they were at Rudy's house, we can do a video like that where I come over, brew up some Alpha 40 decks out of my little play collection here, and we can put a camera on both of us playing live. We can do that. I mean, you've been here. You've seen the game room. You've seen this big table that I use, so I've got plenty of space. And my camera is adjustable, so I can raise it up and I can set it up so that we can play live. So
about to spice up here.
Now we got a Disrupting Scepter. What was that, a hippie that he bolted? Okay.
Yeah, he bolted the hippie, which I heard was a pretty good play.
I mean, generally.
Last time I checked, people don't like getting hit by Hypnotic Spectre.
Land 4, it's danger territory.
Wood Elemental in chat, the Nasty Scepter. Yes. I mean, I don't know if there's such a thing in Magic as a not Nasty Scepter, but yes, it is definitely the Nasty Scepter.
Oh, is that Jeff? Thanks for joining, Jeff. I was
Fireball for 3.
I was inviting Jeff. I was just kind of reminding him a little earlier. I'm glad he joined.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what the thinking is on that Fireball for 3, and because like he's got a limited number of plays. Maybe he's worried about running out of plays. And
is he at max hand size?
No, he's not. But that Scepter's going to start having entropy, so technically he's only going to get 5 main term plays before. You know what I mean?
That's a good point. So he's just kind of like going to throw out as much of his hand as possible.
Discard a Hurricane.
Yeah, maybe it's all just Expel, so he's like, whatever, I just cast him because that's what's going to happen.
Demonic Tutor. So this is one interesting aspect of Alpha 40 that I like. Now, I've had the Alpha 60 Singleton here on the stream before. One thing about that is that they have points associated with the dual lance. So that also means that not only is it harder for you to cast your own spells, but it makes it more difficult to splash.
I think, there's been some talk, I believe. I'm not an expert on it. That's Jeff's area. So they play with modern rules, and they have the points. There's the dual lands each count as a point. I think there was some talk about not having dual lands count as a point. which personally, my preference, I like that they count as a point because, like you just said, otherwise you're going to end up with like people running a lot of like 5-color good stuff,
Right.
single decks.
Yes, suddenly you have 9 dual lands in your deck for 5 color. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
and we've seen that here in the Alpha 40 League where people have done that. I don't recall who it was where somebody had
Yes.
a 5-color deck.
With just one of each dual land,
Yep.
which is all you're allowed, and it's
Oh, Channel Fireball for the win!
Chan fireballs.
that is incredible. What a play! Classic.
Channel Fireball for the win. Wow. All right, so I'm going to talk to the players about that because that was pretty sweet.
That makes it pretty clear why
You want
did
to play
that.
with the other deck
Pretty good.
against my other deck?
Is that the end of the match?
Wow, gentlemen, that was pretty cool. Now, are you guys going to play another match with the other decks?
Yeah, I'm fine to play with the other deck. How about you, Ash?
Okay. All right, so we're going to bring you guys some bonus Alpha 40. So what I'll do is I'll take a quick break while you guys get set up for that, and we will be back. All right, so guys, just don't start without me, okay?
Okay. Wait.
Okay, so yeah, they're going to get set up. James is going to, I don't know if he has to switch cards over to his other deck or not, but
Okay.
so we're providing commentary. Not only is it me, but Michelangelo Russo, Joe Freshwater, and Drew Epstein are here, and we are providing commentary for this, and we're going to bring you some bonus Alpha 40 in just a few moments. So please stick around. Don't touch that dial. There'll be more magic here in just a few moments. Okay, everybody, we are back, and we've got the three amigos with me. We've got Drew Epstein, Joe Freshwater, and Michelangelo Russo, who are here. We are going over some Alpha 40 today. We've got Ash and we've got James who are playing. They just finished up a match. James was kind enough to pull off a Channel Fireball on the stream for us, and the players are getting ready to go with another match. James has brought another deck.
Oh, okay. That probably would have been too slow.
All right, guys. So James is playing another deck. It looks like you guys are shuffling up and getting ready and raring to go for some more Alpha 40. So it looked like that first match was a little bit lopsided. Ash, it looked like you kind of stumbled a little bit and didn't really get to get a lot going on. So
Yeah, I had a one land hand, and then I tutored for a card that was neutralized by Chaos Orb, so there was nothing I could do to come back.
yeah. Okay, well, I'm hoping that that the games here are a little bit better. So you guys, good luck with this. Hope you guys have fun. And
this deck could be good, it could be bad. I haven't really tested it a lot, so
all right, well, we'll find out, won't we?
yeah.
All right, good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Let's put 3, then 1, 3 on top, then 1, then 2.
3, 1, 2.
Okay,
Okay, sounds good.
so
and then for you,
they
we'll
are-
do 1, 2, 3.
Well, let me mute that. Okay. All right, so they're gonna play some more magic. Epson, thanks for stopping by the stream. I appreciate it. So yeah, so let's. I'm gonna pull up this second deck that James is playing here. He accidentally omitted one card. There is an Anka Mishra in this deck as well, but you'll see in that top row there are 9 copies, 9 copies of Psychic Venom. So
Snakes in a game!
Yeah. What do you guys think about that? That is pretty sweet, not gonna lie.
I mean, this is a deck that people have been talking about since the inception of the league. Basically, a Snakes deck. This is a slightly different version, but it looks like a really solid version.
Mm-hmm.
Tranquility just spiked.
So,
Tranquility just spiked.
Yeah, right.
Making me choke.
Mana Short and Drain Power are both cute cards to help trigger off those
They're gorgeous.
Venoms, you know? And then you've got the Icy, of course, and you probably stack a bunch of the Venoms on one land so you can trigger Icy.
Yeah.
I like the use of the Soul Ring since it helps for the red as well as its accelerant, so you can play one on turn 1.
Mox
Oh,
Ruby.
sorry, Mox Ruby. I said the opposite. Not a Soul Ring. Mox Ruby, thank you.
I'm actually surprised there isn't a Power Sink or 2 in the deck.
Right. Like I'm a little iffy on the lightning bolts. I might have gone with Power Sync over the lightning bolts.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the you can definitely cut red out of this, but yeah, you could cut red and run Time Twister to draw 7 if you have it. But I think this is access to cards plus deck build style on James's part, right? I know he got that wheel recently, or he posted a wheel recently. I don't know if it's his only one. I think it might be, but yeah, that makes sense for why you build this way then. You know?
I mean, this is too quick of a start.
This is just a huge start for James.
Yep. If I think we got a wheel, I would definitely be fine.
And
Well,
the
the
thing
wheel-
is, in Alpha 40, regardless of whether or not you play or draw, the Vice is good.
Vice is real good. Yep.
You know, because of the fact that the opponent is going to draw that extra card each turn.
It's almost too good. There's been some players that are trying to break it, and they really, because they actually believe it should be restricted to 1, and they want to prove it. So
I kind of feel it should be, but I don't feel that strongly about it.
I know that might be something for future consideration. I'm liking all these Psychic Venoms. I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty fun. Now,
it's very cool to see. Very cool to see.
I played a Psychic Venom deck in the Summer Derby last year, which it didn't work out very well, but it was just, you know, something kind of cool to try. Look at that, 4 Psychic Venoms, 4 lands, 4 Psychic Venoms.
Well, the Psychic Venom was a main player in my deck that won the 2018 Most Creative Award.
Mm-hmm.
Psychic Venoms and Mana Shorts and Mana Barbs and just all kinds of wackiness.
So Ash finally gets his second color, and he can play some cards, but
You can try some Psychic Venoms in your Enchantress deck next week.
yes,
Rich.
thank you, old school guard. I appreciate that. But you forget, I don't own Enchantresses, and these belong to David at SK Altered, and they will be sent back to him later this week. So, no.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Rich has an absolute unnatural hatred of
It's not really a hatred. I just throw shade at Enchantress quite frequently. So, all right, game 1 went to James. That was a brutal start. Not gonna lie.
Right. So hence why, like, you could have spent less money buying like some 4th edition ones to use for the stream. You'd rather pay shipping both ways to borrow them because you just can't. You just refuse.
I didn't pay the shipping. It was like, it wasn't my deck and they weren't my cards. So David paid shipping both ways.
Oh, did he really?
Yep.
Jeez, what a nice guy.
That's part of the stipulation on my stream is if you want to send me cards, if you want me to play a deck and you want me to play with the cards, you're going to have to pay shipping for them. And you have to sign a waiver that says that I'm not responsible for anything that happens to them in transit or while they're in my possession. So
We're gonna call you the Iceman because that's cold.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So granted, I'm not going to be a jerk and rip apart these sweet enchantresses that I was sent, but
Not on purpose, at least, right?
no, not on purpose.
Wait,
No.
so you're playing with 3 in a deck?
No, I said these sweet enchantresses.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Yeah, no, there were 4 in the deck, and the deck was fun. I had a lot of fun playing it last night. It was
Okay.
definitely a different style of enchantress deck than your father's usual enchantress deck. I don't know if there are any changes that I would make. I mean, he and I made some decisions on cards to change for Paladin Magic and the sideboard. The only thing that I changed was that he suggested a 4th City of Brass in the sideboard so that I could cast the Juzobs easier, but I instead opted to run it as a swamp because I didn't think I needed to take the extra damage and the liability of additional cards that were dead to City in a Bottle. So
A Juzom Enchantress deck? That sounds interesting.
No first turn advice.
It's transformative sideboard. There's 4 Juzoms in the sideboard. You don't board out the whole combo. I don't know if you saw the deck list, but it had a little touch of Mana Flare and Mirror Ball and Lich and all kinds of goodness going on. So
That's really cool. That sounds really cool. So no first turn Vice.
no first turn Vice, but one of the 9 Psychic Venoms is out there.
Vice ends up being a dead card if drawn at the wrong time. The wheel does make it active again.
Yeah.
So that's the thing I see about Vice, and too much dilution is too much dilution. Obviously, if you could run like infinite of them, you're going to guarantee that you get them in your opening hand.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 is we landed on. I've seen it do its work. Vice by itself can win a match. It's very good at putting counter magic decks kind of off kilter because it forces them to play cards early, leaving you open to play cards as the Vice player. And I feel like that has a place in our format since power can be so potent with power sinks and counter spells.
Yeah. Wood Elemental Enchant hit the nail right on the head. Enchantments are rough for red and black. I mean, enchantments are rough in Alpha 40 to begin with because your answers are Disenchant or Tranquility. I mean, they're hard to deal with in just traditional old school formats as well because you just don't have those options.
Or disc.
And Ash has a disc, so he could bring a disc in. He'd pay costly for it, but it's a thing.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I would pay 4 life for a disc right now.
For sure.
This could be the one card that most decks could really, really use.
Now, my first exposure to Alpha 40 was last year in the before times, where I got to go to GloryCon in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, and Mr. Smelsky was there, and he had an Alpha 40 Troll Disco deck. So it had multiple trolls, and it had multiple copies of Drudge Skeletons, and multiple discs. Now you can't do that in the league, but it was definitely cool to see that it could happen in in Alpha 40 with a limited card pool and limited access to cards.
Yes. I gotta tell you, like, I was so on the edge of going to that event, and I was like, oh, I'd already gone to a lot of events, I plan to go to a bunch more, so I didn't go, and I really regret not going, because then it was like, what, 3 weeks later was the pandemic?
Right.
And we shut down. That was the last good chance to play at a tournament. I didn't go. That
was my first solo old school event that I traveled to, and I had a great time. It was Atlantic Gentleman was the rule set, so Atlantic rules and no Mind Twist, no library.
Life of Alexandria.
All right, so mana short. That is brutal because it taps all the lands, and because of all those psychic venoms, that means that Ash takes 6 points of damage there.
And so, if anybody's wondering why mana short is restricted to 1, that's why.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
It's like a time walk, but you don't draw cards, so great.
Yeah.
Saying some of this stuff just brings up all these conversations that we used to have in our meetings, right, Angela? When we were first
Absolutely.
figuring out the format, and we're like trying to like theory craft like what people would do and how they would try and break it and what's going to be fair and
And to
balanced.
see it in action.
And it's like, oh, thank God we predicted that would be a problem card.
Absolutely. It's an obvious one. I mean, it's good. It's also really good in stasis.
So
You know what I
2
mean?
vices there with all of the psychic venoms and the extra cards that are being drawn by the Howling Mine. This is not good for Ash.
Yep. Yeah.
Searches it off.
I feel like with
Ash-
how strong the online community has become, whenever we get to have events again, it's going to be like seeing family, long last friends. Yeah. Oh, absolutely, definitely so. I definitely like. Most people know me from the stream, and I've made a presence with being on the stream, and I've gotten to know a bunch of people, and it is definitely like their family. Like, I mean, Drew lives 15 minutes from me, but Angelo and Joe have allowed me to play in the Tuesday Night Gauntlet and streaming those events and such, and they're like family to me now too. And I mean, I'm hoping you guys feel the same. But,
Absolutely. We see every week.
you know,
I got to have you on my MobsterCon team before you were discovered.
yeah. So that was definitely fun. Okay, so
It was
I'm
interesting.
going to exit out of this, and we're going to go and talk to the players, all of us.
Yeah. So where's Rich?
I am right here, guys, and the other guys are coming in here too. That was some brutal stuff. I'm not gonna lie.
It was pretty brutal. I'm sorry.
I am now officially 1 in 7 versus James. He is my kryptonite.
Oh, jeez. I mean, you had some tough draws there, Ash, and then
Yeah.
James, you had some pretty decent draws too.
I know.
But you have 9 snakes in there, 9 copies of Psychic Venom. So you know,
Yeah.
what are we gonna do with that? So the Joe, Angelo, and Drew should be in here. Are you guys in here too?
Yeah.
It doesn't revert.
So looking at those deck lists, Ash, I love what you've built. I've seen it a number of times. And thinking about the way your guys' decks matched up today, I think if it was minus the 2 Jade statues and the regrowth, straight swamps instead of the green sources, and 3 dark rituals, you could race either of those decks a little bit better than you normally can. That's just based on a matchup thing. I would love to see just changing those cards and what it would end up looking like.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about Dark Ritual like in between the games. Ash said he used to run them in the deck, and then I was saying it's still good. You should still run it.
Yeah, I used to have 3, and I took them out because I realized they were really good versus decks that were slow. But if anybody has a bolt or a swords, it's like game over, man. I automatically get the card disadvantage, you know.
James,
Sure.
we have somebody in chat. Steven, Bruins545, he's a big supporter of my stream and whatnot. He says he really loves your playmats. He's a big Teamer fan, so
Thank you.
it was definitely enjoyable
Yeah.
for him to see that. So
I love it too. It's a cool playmat. I have it signed by 12 different artists that were at this GP in
Ooh.
2014.
Nice.
It has Chris Rush on it right here, down. Yep, and it has a little doodle of Guardian Beast on it.
That's
the
awesome.
RK post on there too, right? Is that RK?
RK Post, yeah. RK Post is right here. Lucas Graciano, Westbert, Boxa, and then Carlo Ortiz, who did Ashiok Nightmare Weaver, is on here.
All right. Well, I know Ash, you have got you're strapped for time, so I want to thank you for coming on and playing. Sorry that James is your kryptonite and that he just raffle stomped you, I guess. But
Yeah, no, that was a lot of fun though. I mean, it was.
Yeah.
It's sometimes you get bad draws and that kind of thing, but regardless, it's always great to get good stuff going for the community. Like always,
Mhm.
I always enjoy watching.
It's fun. It's fun to play on the stream. I think the Dark Ritual would. It's like little tiny like things in the deck list really make a huge difference in Alpha 4.
Yeah, that is. Well, maybe I'll go back to them. Who knows?
Now, James, you want to stick around and play some more against Drew?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So, Ash, thank you for joining us on the stream. I appreciate it. And then, so we'll take a break so that we can get set up with Drew playing. And if you guys don't mind, we're going to play this match with hot mics so that we can hear you and you can hear us. And we're just going to do that. That is something that the viewers tended to enjoy the last time we did it. So, all right.
Awesome.
So we are going to take a break. So everybody in chat, stick around. Don't touch that dial. We will be back here in just a few moments with some more Alpha 40 action.
All right, thank you. There you have it.
Take care, Ash. Have an awesome night.
Take care, Ash.
Yeah, so we are back, everybody. Welcome back to the stream. All right, so we got some more bonus Alpha 40 action going on today. So with me today, providing commentary, is we've got Drew Epstein, Joe Freshwater, and Michelangelo Russo. And now Drew is in the driver's seat on the right-hand side of your screen, and he is going to play against James. So I appreciate that. And Drew, welcome. And I'm glad you're ready and raring to go. But there was something that you wanted to do. It looks like you've got something ready for us.
Yeah, no, I got a little package today. I've been waiting on for about, I don't know, almost 3 weeks, and I was kind of excited about it. I figured, heck, might as well just do it on the stream.
All right, might as well do an opening there. So
Yeah, it was in a poly bag, so there's no addresses or anything to show.
okay,
Must be a Black Lotus.
maybe it's a
No,
black
but it
one.
was a card I've been really wanting for a while, or a copy of a card that I really
I
want.
mean, you don't want Black Lotus?
I mean, I of course want Black Lotus.
It's like the
What
best slow roll.
what do
He's
we
like,
got?
It's not Black
What do we
Lotus, and
got?
it is.
Let's see, I gotta...
Just for everyone watching, Drew isn't wearing pants because you can't see from
Oh yeah, I forgot to announce that this was a pantsless stream. That
Yeah.
none of us should be wearing pants right now.
Can you actually see what I'm wearing?
No.
Or like,
Naked
I mean-
from waist down.
right.
What is it?
So on the stream, I've got pictures of you gentlemen, not you, James, sorry, but of Angelo, Joe, and Drew. And Joe's got one of his signature hats on, and every time I hear Joe talk, I just imagine that he sleeps with one of these hats on, always has one of these hats on, and never goes anywhere else without one, because
even when I'm just by myself.
yeah.
Also, like Drew, I don't have pants in that picture on.
Yeah.
All right, flip that baby, Drew. Let's see what you got.
All right, let's see what we got.
All right, it's a card. What is it?
Ooh, Force of Nature.
S-O-N.
Joe, didn't you just get one of those too?
Force of Nature.
Yes. Alpha Force of Nature.
Awesome.
I love it.
I also just picked up a Force of Nature, but mine was CE, not Alpha. So
They're
Yeah.
so powerful.
Good old GG.
yeah,
Yeah,
GG. You gotta love that.
Yeah, when you resolve that effort, it's
Congratulations,
GGG.
Drew.
All right, so
All right, let's do
Um,
the divide the deck into 3 parts like we did with Ash. And...
yeah, all right. So I don't know which deck you're playing, James, and I don't remember what Drew's playing. I don't have a graphic for Drew's deck, so you're gonna be surprised just as much as we are. And again, we're gonna do this with hot mics, so you're gonna have to put up with Angelo and Joe and I talking, and everybody's gonna hear what you guys say too. So
Yeah, it should be fun. All right.
What would you like, James?
Okay, let's put 1 on top, then 2, then 3. How about you?
On top of 2 and then on top of 3.
Yeah.
All right.
What do you want?
I'll go the opposite. I'll go 3, 2, 1 for you.
3 on top of 2 on top of 1.
I know everyone doesn't think the cut matters, but oh my goodness, it matters so much, guys. Think of how different your game would be if you cut differently.
yeah, you never know.
Well, if you only put like Llanowar, Elves, and Forest in the deck, it's going to be the same no matter how much you cut.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, the saturation level.
Yeah.
So it makes you feel like it's your fault.
Let's
Did
do
you
the
want
choose.
to? Did you want to roll or?
Well, does someone have an app to choose like Ash had? I do. If you wait a second, I'll get it out.
An app. You should just do odds or evens.
No, I mean if we want to go high tech and be all cool and flashy, then let them be all high tech and cool and flashy.
We're in
I think I can do
1983. Let me get my app.
All right, I got first. Right.
What?
This is the app chooser.
I have no idea what just happened there, but okay.
You put 2 fingers down and then wear whichever color flag
Whichever
is.
one
I
was
see.
That's it.
the
Sure.
closest to you is you.
Okay.
Like normally you'd have like 2 players do it like that. But...
Interesting. All right, fair enough. Go. Let's do it.
All right, so interesting story when it comes to apps and electronics and early Magic. So I didn't start playing until 1996. I was in college at the time, and we still had to use the TI-82 calculators. For some silly reason, the fact that TI-82 calculators still get used is ridiculous. But all right, so Drew's taking a mulligan, all in
Oh my
or no
goodness!
lands
Look
only.
at that! Wow, Sylvie
so-
Red
In
got a power surge in there.
but they
You
were
got a
like
power surge I saw.
Might be.
So, anyway, I actually created an app in 1996 for my TI-82 calculator, and the beginning of the program, it drew the back of a Magic card, and then it was a life tracker for up to 4 people. Now, I'm not that smart that I would be able to recreate that, but the fact that I was able to do that in 1996, that was unheard of, and people thought that it was kind of the weirdest thing that I would want to keep track electronically. And now here we are, everybody's got a smartphone in their pocket, and they can keep track of their life totals with that. You can determine who goes first randomly, and, you know, you have access to the internet, which didn't even exist barely back then. So.
I think Rich made an app that you could push a button and
We'll do the 3 piles again. We'll do that.
All right. It came up with 80085.
Let's put 2 on top of 1 on top of 3.
I mean,
Right.
80085. It's an old code, but it still checks out. Not gonna lie.
All right, here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I have stuff I can do.
Okay. All right. So I'll draw cards for my turn.
Go for it.
I still can't get used to that. It's so great.
Black Vice here.
Oh,
Go.
look at that.
All right, great. It's wonderful. All right,
Colorless lightning bolt.
Look at that. It's going to be more than a lightning bolt.
Yeah.
no,
He
it's
draws up to 8. If he plays a land, he's down to 7.
a gift that keeps on giving, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
probably 6 damage. It's probably 6. We should be
Oh,
honest.
at least, guys.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Planes.
Oh, you got a
Right.
first turn play.
Soul Ring.
Oh, Soul Ring.
Okay.
Oh, no.
At least you got to play
That
2
helps.
cards.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Soul Ring.
And I'll probably get to play 2 next time.
Go
My
ahead.
turn?
Disenchant next turn.
Disenchant. All right, let's see.
I know that deck has
Oh, let's Psychic Venom your planes. Go.
That's good news. Oops.
Good news.
Yeah, I don't mean it. I am being sarcastic.
I take
Black
2.
Vice, yeah. Is that, let's see, so you're at 15? I guess I can read that, yeah. Okay.
Drew with his Abacus life counters. They are pretty
Oh my
sweet,
God.
not to lie.
Soul Ring is just brutal against this deck.
I mean, you do have 9 Psychic Venoms, so, you know.
Yeah, none of them can hit Soul Ring.
Right, but, I mean, you went first turn Vice, second turn Psychic Venom, and he's already taken, like, 8 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't know if I'm gonna get there. Alright, my turn?
Yep.
Let's see. Alright, we'll Venom the mountain.
Okay.
What a jerk.
And pass turn. That's kind of what this deck does, though.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But
this
he has a
time
Soul Ring.
I
That's pretty cool.
take 1 from the Vice. I am down to 12.
You have 5 in here?
Yes.
Okay, just checking. Thanks.
Now, I would root for Drew, not just because I know him, but he is using Dragon Shields and he's not using Ultra Pro sleeves, so, you know. Sorry,
Is that-
I can't use Dragon Shields with these inner sleeves. They don't fit in Dragon Shields.
I don't use inner sleeves with my alpha cards.
Oh.
Ooh, okay. So it doesn't matter what sleeves you use.
Well, here's the hot take. I triple sleeve, so and I don't use Dragon Shield. Actually, I do. I use.
All
Dragon
right.
Shield.
So yeah,
In the
and
middle.
speaking of triple sleeving, we now have somebody who plays in Tuesday Night Gauntlet who triple sleeves and has top loaders on his cards.
Whole deck and top loaders.
Mhm.
Yep.
That's something else. All right. Let's do. Boy, this is gonna be.
He demonstrated an orb flip, and it is not. You would think the added weight would help, but no. The plastic from the top loaders gives such a springiness to your orb flip that quite often, if you don't nail it, it's just gonna go wherever.
Bounces on the play mat.
All right, take 2. Down to 10.
Old school
Right,
art says
right.
the way the creator intended. Yeah.
Cop red
Yep.
and a artillery,
Cop
Wow.
red and an
Okay.
artillery.
Nice.
and I am down to 3 cards. Go ahead.
Okay. So Black Vice is not damaging you right now. Let's see.
But it did do 6 damage, right? So it didn't work.
It did a lot of damage.
6 damage. That's what it did.
Let's see here.
And that's the trade-off.
He could come back from that.
He could.
Because-
I mean, people have complained about
Psychic Venom on the planes.
Black Vice for as long as Black Vice has been a card. I actually remember playing in a Type 1 tournament back in 1997, and there was an April Fool's joke that it got restricted. And a lot of people didn't realize that it was an April Fool's joke. So my very first round opponent, I played 2 Vices on him on turn 1. I went land, Soul Ring, Vice, Vice, and he immediately called the judge. And he says, "What's going on? This is restricted now." He said, "No, that was an April Fool's joke." He was so pissed.
Okay.
All right, but now, since we've seen Drew's deck before, we know that he has Chaos Lace. And that means that he could Chaos Lace one of the Psychic Venoms. And
Just to color filter Soul Ring into it.
yeah. Yeah.
Color filter Soul Ring into it. Yeah.
Alright, so you've animated the Jade statue.
Activate Jade statue, yes.
So I assume that's attacking me.
It is.
Or just maybe want to animate just to feel what it's like to be alive.
Be alive. What time to be alive? And you may proceed, sir.
Well, thank you.
Still only on 2 islands over there for James. I've been noticing that.
Now, Drew, I'm just wondering, have you considered Red Elemental Blast in your deck because of the fact that there are a lot of blue decks in Alpha 40, or am I just not seeing that there are much more diverse decks because I'm only normally looking at playoff matches?
All right, let's play Howling Mind and pass.
So the theory is that playoff matches tend to be more blue decks. Interesting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've seen a lot of blue decks. I mean, maybe it's because I've had Steven Menendian on the stream a few times, and he favors blue. But
All right, now we're doing those cards.
I've seen a lot of blue, I guess, on stream. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't.
I think the numbers for finals are probably about one of the 2 decks on average has blue in it, but it depends on the month because we've had some months where there's no blue.
Yeah.
All right, let's activate and swing for 3.
I'm taking 3.
Drew's
Yeah.
making it a game. What is this? 10 to 12, guys?
10 to 12 now.
Well, I'm stuck on lands. It's not.
I mean, he's got 2 lands. I'm down to 10 life.
Yeah. Yeah. Considering how much damage has been dealt with those 2 lands.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and a 3rd land and mana short does 6 damage to.
I think. Let's see. I'll take 2. And I mean, if I do this during your, it's not going to matter if I do it during your upkeep or not. I'm going to disenchant your Howling Mind.
That's a good play, especially because he's mana starved. I like that.
Go ahead.
My turn.
Drain Power would be a good card here for him too.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Hey, you get a call to your outs, man.
Well, I mean, in response to the drain power, can he activate the COP multiple times though?
He'd still take the damage from the lands.
Oh yeah, he'd still take the damage from the lands, but
At least you wouldn't get the mana.
yeah, at least you couldn't get the mana.
That might be good. I might mana burn myself.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it all with red and white mana. Oh wait, that deck has red. It doesn't.
Let's
Not really at all.
Stuck on 2 lands is not great.
Yeah, this is the deck that has red in it, right? Yeah, it does.
Oh boy, what do I do here?
Yes, Mountain Wheel of Fortune would be pretty good.
I would have really liked to keep that to get the extra card.
That's why.
Yeah, Drew, you jerk.
Trust me, this is not going to be the normal thing against this deck. I think I just got lucky this game.
Let's see, what do I do exactly here?
I don't know. I mean, Drew did lose to a mono red deck. Isn't that true, Joe?
But how many times though, Drew? How many times?
I've lost with a deck like this. There was one version I had that had 5 COP reds. This version had 4 COP reds, and both of those decks lost to mono red decks.
Very few people play as many creatures as I do.
I don't know. This is can't really do a good play here. Can't really do a good play. You are at what, 8?
I'm at 8.
Not terrible. All right. We'll unsummon your artillery.
Nope. All right. In response, I'll hit you for 2. I'll prevent the damage to myself.
Go.
How many cards do you have now, Drew?
I was at 4. Now I'm at 5.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll put him back out. I will activate the statue. And I will attack. Down to 7.
Jade statue is a beating. It's just so difficult to deal with.
Go ahead. Your turn,
I
sir.
could have unsummoned it if I wanted to, but my turn.
Yes, sir.
That might have been. I mean, is it better to unsummon that?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
It would have saved him a point of life, I think. Basically.
Yeah, probably. Would.
Right, but then it would have saved. It would have saved that, and
But then
it
it
would
gives
have
me
saved
extra turn
more
when the
because
artillery is summoning
you have to
stick.
wait
Yeah.
to recast it.
Yeah, because then I have to recast it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, maybe it would have been better.
Magic's always easier to play in reverse.
Oh yeah. It's always. Yeah, you know what they say. How many players does it take to play a match of Magic? It's like it takes 2 people to play and 3 people to tell everybody else what they could have done better.
All right, I'll pass the turn. Still stuck on 2 lands.
Oh wait, that's a coincidence. We have 5 people here.
I'm like
Old school guard in chat says, in response, I buy more cards.
I'm barely winning. He's got 2 lands, and I'm barely winning. All right, activate the statue. Coming in for 3.
Now we will unsummon.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, you jerk! All right.
Yeah, you guys convinced me. That would have been the better play before.
Yeah.
So now Drew has to choose. Does he take some damage to put it back down? And if he does, that means that he can't safely activate the artillery.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, Rich. I see what you're saying. So he's at 7.
Those psychic venoms, those snakes.
It's like snakes on a plane.
I hear somebody's Discord going off.
Oh, that might be mine actually. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
All right. Well, then I'm stuck with that. I didn't do that. I don't think.
I can't believe James still only has 2 lands, guys.
Yeah, after all this time, it's still only 2 lands.
See, all right. I'm gonna do this, and then Angela, it's gonna be a rules conversation. I'm gonna play Power Surge. I know we talked about this before. So the difference was you were saying, because the way we were playing it was that it counts the lands during as before you untap, essentially. It passes your turn, and he does it basically check, prevent the damage, and then untap. And you were saying, well, it doesn't really matter. You can just do it at the end of their turn, and it's almost like skip that. But now with this scenario, it actually makes a difference.
Okay, so I can break this down real easy for everybody. The deal with Power Surge is as simple as it's going to count at the beginning of the turn before you untap, but it's not going to do that damage until after the untap, or put it into a sequence where it would do damage to you until after the untap. Otherwise, we'd get in this weird scenario where you could tap your lands in response to Power Surge's quote trigger, even though we don't have triggers in Alpha, and then use that mana and then untap it so you could theoretically double tap. So what we realized was the very first thing that has to happen on an Alpha turn, no matter what there is to untap our lands. And obviously that card is checking to see what had happened at the start before that thing happened. So we count at the start, we untap, And then we can sequence events during the untap step.
All right.
We brought up the alpha power
That's
surge up
confusing,
on
but I think I know how
screen.
power surge works.
But can you? Okay, so you're. Because we were playing it as you can. Okay. Yeah, because that's where it does. It does the end of their turn. All right, never mind. I'm thinking. Okay, so it goes to my turn. I tap land, then I untap. But you're saying it really makes no difference if you're just doing that. All right, let's play it
they're
out.
just going to do that. You just tap it at the end of their turn because you have that priority or that sequence.
Okay, is it my turn?
The difference that it makes is when you have COP red. I don't want to prevent the damage on the end of their turn. I want to prevent the damage for my turn and then untap the land that I used to prevent the damage with.
Yeah, but that's super broken. We can't double tap on a turn.
Yeah,
Right, and that's what we landed on.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay. I see where you're going. Interesting. All right.
Alright.
Maybe that is super broken.
Is it my
but
turn?
I'm not that good of a player, so I've never been able to exploit it properly. All right, yeah, go ahead.
Alright, so I'll take one from the power surge, right?
Yes, sir.
It's still one of the coolest cards in Alpha.
And it's a reason that Mana Burn exists is because that means that Power Surge is actually playable. Even in old school Magic, any of the North American old school formats, Power Surge is a quote unquote playable card. Oh, Drain Power.
Okay.
I mean, good news is it's going to tap all your lands so you don't take damage from the Power Surge.
But bad news is tapping the lands is painful.
Yeah, he's going to take 6 damage though.
So, quick question: does Power Surge not work in 7-point Singleton Alpha then?
Probably not. No.
Probably not. No, because they use the only they use contemporary rules, and they just go with the alpha casting costs.
Or do they do contemporary rules but with mana burn like old school does?
Yeah. Anyway, let's focus on this, not the 7.
I'm gonna activate him. I'll hit you for the 2. Okay. I'll push you down to 4, right?
Yep.
And then, all right, and at the same time, I'll do all 3 of these to prevent the damage from additional damage from him to myself.
All right, so you take 6, Drew.
I take 6. I'm at 2.
But that also means that James doesn't get the mana.
Yep, and then pass the turn. Still on 2 lands.
Still on 2 lands. Turn 17.
That's unbelievable. And you're gonna. I think you could probably beat me here.
I'm gonna say good cut, Drew. Good cut.
Yeah.
Right. All right, let's play out the statue. And go ahead.
What's your life total now, Drew?
At 2.
You're at 2.
2.
Yeah. How many cards do you have in hand?
4.
Is it 4, you said?
4 cards. Yep.
Come on. It's not that helpful.
So then he takes how much from the?
I took 0 from the.
And Drew's just going to prevent the damage from the.
Correct.
So he's not going to take any. But unless there's another land here, I don't foresee James pulling this one off.
Yeah. I'm very close. Very close.
But horseshoes and hand grenades, this is not. This is Alpha 40.
Or if you
I'm gonna give him a chance. I'm gonna give him a chance to misplay here. I'm gonna play an Ankh of Mishra.
Hunk of Mishra.
Go.
All right. Well, okay. So I'll do 2 to you.
Okay.
Into your turn. So I put you down to 2, right?
Yeah.
Ah!
Take damage from Power Surge, right?
Power Surge.
man.
Power
What's that?
Surge. Power Surge.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, thank you.
Oh, wait a second. Doesn't he lose now?
If this wasn't a friendly game, you would have just lost your own Power Surge.
Yeah, that's true. Well, if you want to win that way, I'm okay with that.
Do what you want. Do what you want. I'll let you rewind.
All right. This is something that we say on my stream all the time. They're your cards, so you need to know what your cards do.
You're absolutely right. Hey, look at Casper. All right, let's play another game.
Stream of Life says Alpha 60 Singleton uses modern rules, London Mulligan plus mana burn.
Plus mana burn, awesome. Yeah, that's
okay,
the call. That's a good call, guys.
Yeah.
So I don't know who won that one or what you want to say, but that's fine. If you want to say I misplayed
You got that one.
that's totally fine. I'm not going to dispute it.
You got that one. Just friendly.
Yeah, I'm gonna give that one to James.
All right, give it to James. That's fine.
What? No way. I didn't deserve to win that one with 2 lands the whole time. So there was an interesting thing there. Like, if you had not used the... It was frustrating because I needed an unsummon. I needed 3 lands earlier to unsummon the red thing. So you couldn't sink the power sink. And then I could power surge and use the mana to cast Icy Manipulator.
Ooh.
And then I would have been really in good shape. But I just was not drawing that 3rd land, so I couldn't do all of it.
Now, Angelo, you gotta take off here pretty soon, right, man?
Yeah, guys, I gotta duck out. I would love to keep hanging out. This is like my jam. This is super cool, guys. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate you coming on, man. All right, take care.
He's been so quiet.
Joe's here.
I'm here, guys.
I think I'll give you that game so I can go first this game. Is that all right?
Yeah, there we go.
If you want to do that, that's fine.
I mean, I don't know. Rich is the stream host.
I don't care. I really don't care anyway.
I mean, you're using Ultra Pro sleeves, so...
That's a bad thing.
What's something about Ultra Pro sleeve?
What do you have against Ultra Pro?
I'm not going to go into it on the stream.
Oh, boy.
I like Dragon Shields.
I've never heard you gripe about Ultra Pro sleeves.
Well, we can talk about it after the stream.
Do you want to?
All right, so we're giving that one to Drew so that James can go first.
I like...
Or, do you want to just roll to go see who goes first?
I like the matte white dragon shields because they show off the alpha corners so nicely.
Yeah, very nice.
That is super sweet, not gonna lie.
Okay, let's go 3, 2, 1.
Alright, I'll do the same for you.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. So do you want to just roll to see who goes first then? Since we're done.
Stream of Life in chat wanted to know, James, if you have considered Brain Geyser instead of Howling Mine.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I have not because I don't own Brain Geyser. But even if I did, I would not play it over Howling Mine.
All right, so I lost. Rich said I lost, which is okay.
Okay.
So I'll go first.
Oh, we're going back to that? Okay.
Well, James wants to James wants to go.
Right, it's fine. All right, go ahead. It's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. So we're going with that now. Okay, that's fine. I'll switch it on the screen. That's fine.
Go ahead. What's that?
I'll switch it on the screen. That's fine.
All right. Cool. My turn. I take 3.
And Joe had to take off too. He had something else going on. So it's just me and you two guys.
All right. Artillery. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, frustrating. I'm playing on the dice and pass.
Are you kidding me?
I think my deck is not liking me today.
You need to shuffle, man. Yeah, the mulligans in Alpha 40 are brutal. The 7-0.
I think it's probably I shouldn't have added that 41st card. Probably that's what did it.
Maybe.
I'm just getting the brunt of it right now.
Well, I mean, it was just for this game and last game because against Ash, it seemed to be fine.
Yeah, for sure. All right, here's the second land. That's good. And let's see. Psychic Venom on the red source on the mountain.
Very good there. My turn? I guess it's my turn?
Yeah, sorry. I lost the connection for a second.
Oh, take one from, or it's 2 black places, right? So I take 2.
Black places.
He lost connection, and all of a sudden, he's got all the mana he needs.
Wait, didn't you just draw? Or no? You didn't draw 2 cards, did you?
No.
You put it back, right?
Yeah, I was at 5 cards.
Okay.
I drew one with the lands. I played it.
Yeah, you're all good.
Debating what the better move is here.
He's thinking.
Yeah, I'm thinking. All right.
He has options.
COP red, and I will swing for 1.
Yeah.
Seems good.
Go ahead.
The super secret hidden mode of the Orcish artillery is that it can attack for 1.
Can actually attack.
My turn, Drew? My turn?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Why am I getting bad connection?
You gotta get off that McDonald's Wi-Fi, James. That's all.
I actually have a really good Wi-Fi connection, so I'm blaming you guys.
Oh well, you're on Wi-Fi. That's what it is.
I'm not the one losing
No,
connection.
oh yeah, maybe that's what it is. I'm actually sitting right next to the router, so if I had a cord, I could just plug it in. Let's go Psychic Venom on the mountain, the unenchanted mountain.
Wow, what a jerk face.
Go. I don't want him to have any red mana. Go.
All right, end of your turn. I'm gonna hit you for 2 with the artillery and prevent the damage to myself.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now let's see. All right, I'll take 2. Down to 11.
You play another artillery?
Play another artillery.
Mm.
And I'm going to, let's see, swing for 1.
Get in there.
Yeah.
How many cards you got now, Drew?
I am at 4 cards.
How many?
4. Go ahead.
All right. Just hold up some fingers. Let me. Can't hear you very
Oh,
well.
4 cards. I was at 4 cards this turn. I played a card and still have 4 cards.
There you go.
There's
Land.
another land.
Hmm. I don't know what I should do here. I'm kind of taking the brunt of it here.
Now you have the
Oh
option.
boy. Yeah, the 41 card special is really biting me today.
I think that low lane count probably doesn't help either.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to cut a card. I think going forward, I got around 40 exactly. I don't even know if I can do that. All right, I'll just pass the turn. Pass the turn.
Alright, I'll do 2 to you and prevent the damage to myself at the end of your turn.
Mm-hmm. Okay. During your upkeep, I have an effect.
Oh, no.
Short.
Alright, is that the instant, right?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so it's gonna tap all my stuff, right? So that means I gotta use it now or lose it. Alright, so we'll do 2 to you and prevent it to myself. And 2 to you and prevent it to myself. You had 9. And then I'll do 2 to you, prevent it to myself. I put you at 7, I take 2, so I'm at 9. And then this one gets tapped and I take another one, so now I'm at 7 as well.
So 7 apiece.
Okay.
Seems good.
No,
And you didn't take any vice damage, right, Drew?
I didn't take any vice damage that time, but yeah.
That time.
You have 5 in hand now?
Now I have 5, yeah.
Still in pretty good shape, though.
It's,
So,
I mean, it's,
just to clarify the number of cards in hand, you have 5, right?
I have 5 cards. Yes,
5 cards. Okay.
this is a really fun matchup.
Make that 6 on
Oh,
some.
no.
Ooh.
Did you have a
And
preference or no?
let's see here. Your life is 7, so can't do that really.
That might be the game-winning play.
I don't know about that. That's gonna do 4 damage. 3.
Hey Zeno, thank you for joining the stream. For those of you guys who don't know, Zeno the Retro Gamer also plays Alpha 40, and he has content over on YouTube. So go over to Zeno the Retro Gamer over on YouTube and follow him for more content. It says, I just got here. What do you think of the 6 of each uncommon rule? I think that a change was needed as an outside observer to the Alpha 40 league. But as you can see that even only 6 copies of Orcish Artillery is still pretty brutal. But I mean, 6 is fewer than 10, and the decks that were running 10 and 12 of a card, you know, that seemed like a lot for the magnitude of power that some of these uncommons were able to produce. So as long as they don't touch some of the commons, I guess.
Attack me for 2.
Yes.
It's like, I know that Zeno, you'd be probably a little sad if they did anything with your Plague Rats. Zeno had a deck with a bunch of Plague Rats in it. So
How many cards in hand?
I have 7 cards.
James is
Cards in
playing
hand?
9 copies of Psychic Venom.
7 cards.
7 cards. Wow, 7 cards. Okay. Okay, let's play it. Icy Manipulator.
I see that manipulator.
Oh,
It's rough. All right, end of your turn. I'll disenchant one of the devices.
uh-huh.
All right, so you've got 6 cards and a vice.
Card. Take 2.
Yeah.
But he needs to draw a land this turn, or else he's dead. I think. If he draws a land, he's probably fine.
Where you at now, Drew?
I'm at 1,
You're at 1.
and I might be correct because I can't. I don't have enough.
No, you're not dead. You can force a draw.
That's true. Yeah, I could force a draw. It's probably my best.
Oh wait,
bet.
no. He's got icy. Never mind. You can't force a draw. He's got icy. You don't live during your up. You don't live to your upkeep. The icy just kills you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well-
I don't know what else is in his hand, but
No, he's gonna kill me on his turn with the icy. No, the only I got that, but that's not gonna. I got too many targets. If you didn't have the icy, I could have done that on the vice. I would have lived, but I can't do both. So that's a good game. Very good game.
again, yeah. So the 41 card special is really hurting me. This would have been an extra card. Yeah.
Rough.
I mean, you got there.
I did top
That's
deck. I did top deck that second disenchant, but I was like, well, if I disenchant, so that puts me at 7 cards again. And then if I disenchant, it puts me back down to 6, but I have to disenchant the device. But then I'm at 1 life, so he can just kill me with the icy anyway. So
Yeah.
good stuff, man. That's really good stuff.
Play again.
Yeah, I'll play again.
Yeah.
Since that first game was kind of iffy. Who wants to? You want to? Can we roll for first this time? This game?
Absolutely,
All
absolutely.
right. What do you want? Odds or even?
Who went first that game? Was that you? You went first, right?
I did go first that game. Yeah. Let's do odds or evens. What do you want?
I'll take odds.
All right. All right. It is odds. You go first.
Yeah. No, I think that game I would have definitely won much easier had I been on the play.
Probably. Yeah. It
Because
seems
the
like
black
your deck
two
likes
black
being-
vices on play is very effective.
I've had that happen. Turn 1, land, soul ring, vice. It's not fun. It's not fun.
Yeah, I'm not running Soul Ring in this deck. I'm running a Mox.
Oh, lucky you.
Running a Mox. Look at you.
Yeah, I think it's better. I think it's better than Soul Ring in this deck.
I don't know. I think Soul Ring would have been better for these games we played.
Well, wait, with how mana screwed you were.
Well,
Because you could do Island, Soul Ring and play 2 Venoms.
it's true, but I could also just play, like, I don't know. I think in this deck, Mox is better, just from my testing, because like being able to play Venom on turn 1 is more important than being able to play 2 Venoms on turn 2.
That makes sense. I can get behind that logic.
I think if you have a Mox, you play it. I don't know. That's just my logic. If you're fortunate enough to own one, why would you not play it? All
So
right.
I remember going to a pre-release for the set Exodus from Tempest Block. So that would have been 1998.
Yep.
And a guy had a mint condition Alpha Pearl he was trying to get $60 for, and none of the dealers would touch it because it was Alpha. Because at that point in time, you couldn't play Alpha cards in tournaments unless you were playing an all Alpha deck, and none of the vendors would do anything with this Alpha Pearl because they couldn't resell it. It's like, that is
Yeah, I
so
mean,
weird.
and I feel like the Alpha stuff it still had more value, I guess technically, like according to the guide. But you're right. I mean, nobody really wanted it. Because nobody played with sleeves back then. And like you said, it had to be an all Alpha deck. So it was just a collector thing, It's like people wanted
And even like back in 96, 97, 98, when people were using sleeves more frequently, you could still force your opponent to de-sleeve, and at higher level events, you couldn't use sleeves. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. It's that the whole timeline with as far as sleeves. It's so funny. Some things are so vivid, and other things are kind of blurry. So like, I played a whole lot during the Tempest. It was like Tempest, Mirage, Weatherlight, and then it was like Exodus and Masks and Urza's Block and that whole Invasion. And I was doing a lot of limited play at the time. I wasn't playing anything constructed, right? I was just kind of dabbling when I was going to gaming conventions and doing other stuff. And nobody was playing sleeves. Like it just wasn't a thing. Right? I never saw anybody play sleeves at these game conventions or anything. So then I took a break from like 99 or like late 2001 or so. And then when I got back in, everybody was playing with sleeves. And I remember it being so weird. And it's like, yeah, you gotta have sleeves. And I remember buying like my first pack of sleeves. And I'm like, I can't believe I'm spending money on sleeves for Magic cards. It's so weird.
definitely.
So that was, I do remember that part of it. So I don't know if that was like all locations, all areas, because I've heard people say that people were playing with sleeves in like 95, 96, 97. But I mean, I played in the areas that I was playing, and I never saw it.
When I first started playing, and I went to a local mall, there were like a bunch of different places to play locally. And there was one guy who was using penny sleeves on his cards. And, usually you would only see the penny sleeves on like sports cards or whatever, so that people could write a price on them to sell them easier or whatnot. And then people were making fun of the guy for him using his penny sleeves and protecting his cards, and it was before the major companies were producing sleeves for Magic cards.
I did try playing Magic with penny sleeves. It was the worst. Those things are a horrible shuffle.
Oh yeah.
You can go 3-1-2 for yours.
3-1-2. All right, I'm gonna go 1-2-3 for you. Yeah, penny sleeves. You're right. People made fun of them, and then, what's funny is it comes in cycles, right? So like when people started playing sleeves, people made fun of people who play with sleeves. And that was single sleeves. And then eventually, somewhere along the line, people started doing double sleeves. And then people made fun of, oh, you're double sleeving, right? And some people made fun of that, right? Now that became the norm. And then some people started triple sleeving, and then some people made fun of people for triple sleeving. It's interesting.
Maybe next is going to be like making fun of people that bring the actual Magic cards.
Right? Like, you're playing with real cards.
What, you play with paper Magic? Yeah. So
I play only with proxies and.
One of the streamers that I'm friends with, his name is John Likes Games, and he plays strictly Arena, so digital cards. And when he does a shout out to me on his stream. You know, he talks about the fact that people are shuffling cards that are worth more than a car. So.
Yeah.
All right. I have lands and spells.
I do as well, sir. Good luck.
All right. You're on the play of this game, right?
No, you won the roll. You said odds, and I rolled a
What's-
1.
What was that?
You said odds, and I rolled a 1, so you get to go first.
Oh, I get to go first?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry.
That's okay. I
It
know.
was a long time ago that
It's
happened.
confusing.
Go.
It was a long time ago. Yeah.
It was a long time ago. Because yes, Rich is quite the storyteller. All right, so you island go? Really? No
Yeah,
vice?
I go.
Holy crap. Okay. All right, Mountain, go ahead.
Island, mountain, psychic venom. Come on, you know you got it. You better have it.
I'm considering what play I want to do.
I mean, there's only one mountain there, so only one psychic venom.
Yeah, let's get a vice out.
Vice makes sense.
Of course. All right, end of your turn. I'm going to cast Chaos Lace on your vice.
Chaos
Oh, nice.
Lace on the vice,
Very
turning
nice,
the
very
vice
nice.
red. Seems okay.
That kind of makes my play look really bad, but whatever.
You take 2. I don't know if it makes you play with that.
Oh, there you go.
I think that Chaos Lace just won you the game.
Why is that?
Oh, that wasn't a COP. So,
Wah, wah. Go ahead.
how many cards do you have now, Drew?
5.
5.
It could have
Alright,
invited.
well, Venom the Mountain. Go.
It could have won me the game if I had a better hand. All right. Oh, the mountain. You said okay. Very good.
Yep, your turn.
Drew, do you own any Alpha Dual Lands?
I actually do not. With some reason. Let's see. What do I wanna do?
I don't have the one to go in this deck, Rich. That's a joke.
The one that goes in your deck doesn't exist, if I'm
That was a
not
joke.
mistaken.
All right. I will swing at you for 1.
Sure.
So yeah, I don't have any Alpha Dual Lands. Unfortunately. When I kind of, I don't want to take too much, but essentially when I.
Wait, no. Don't tap.
Oh, I thought you said my
Did
turn.
you pass after that?
Yes.
You attacked me and then what?
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
my turn. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, I didn't want to digress too much, but yeah, I guess I kind of decided on a very specific strategy that I wanted to follow for kind of curating my blade collection and what my goals were for playing Alpha 40 and what the experience was that I was trying to get out of it.
Then
And,
on the planes, I guess.
All right. And so yeah, the TLDR is that I ended up not deciding to go after dual lands because I decided to go after a more of a wider collection rather than a more narrow but deep. You know what I'm saying? Like
Sure.
value-wise stuff. That's the short version.
Mhm.
I could probably make a whole YouTube video on my philosophy of collection building and the way I decided to do it and etc. But
Vice. Did you take Vice last turn and this turn?
I took it last turn. This turn I gotta take 1. Thank you for reminding me. I'm sorry.
You sure you did it last? Yeah. Okay. 2 and then 1 and then 1, right?
Yeah, 2 and then 1 and then 1. So I should be what, at 16? Maybe you're right.
Yeah.
I can't recall. 'Cause
Right,
we're
unless it was 2, 2 and 1. I don't know.
No, I think I was at 5 cards and I played 1 card last time, so I should have been at 5 cards again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right. It should be
Okay.
2, 1, and 1.
Okay.
Normally I play a little bit better, but we're
Yeah,
storytelling.
there's all these talking. Yeah.
Blame it on
Alright.
me.
2 things, that, okay. So I gotta play a land, right? I didn't play a land yet. And boy, these freaking venoms, dude. I don't want to keep taking the damage like that. All right. I'll attack you for 1. Okay,
Get in there.
Ugh, I don't know if I like this player or not. I'm not sure. All right, I'm gonna take 2, so I'll go to 14, and I will play a Jade Statue.
Wow. Okay.
Go ahead, and that leaves me at 3 cards.
Cool. I'll take my turn. Draw a card. Play a Venom on your mountain. And pass back.
All the venoms.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I think the 41 cards really does hurt. I'm going to have to cut, probably. Maybe the Ankh. I'm not sure.
I don't know. And like I said, you have a low lane count, so...
Yeah.
that- I mean, I know the philosophy at Alpha 40 is that with the lower lane counts, you could possibly end up with a free mulligan, but that also means that you could end up in situations where you're having a hard time drawing those lands.
Yeah. No,
And
I don't think
conversely,
doing
though,
it for the free mulligan is
with the
what-
low lane count, with the all land no land mulligan rule, that also means that
My
you
turn?
could end up getting stuck with these hands that are one land, and you don't get to really play interactive Magic. So
That's
So
very
is it
true.
my turn?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it's your turn. Yeah. So I've played. Yes, it's your turn.
Sorry.
I played some of these like very like low to the ground aggressive decks where like I think I had a deck where I only ran like 12 lands. That was probably pretty silly. I mean, sometimes most of the time it was great, but then I had these times where it was just absolute like you draw 1 land and that's all you get all game. But it was all like 1 and 2 casting cost stuff the whole deck.
Let's get a Psychic Venom on another planes.
So, what is the sweet spot for?
This one, I presume.
Go ahead.
What is the sweet spot for lands? Do you say in Alpha 40? Now, I know that if you're building a limited deck, like booster draft, seal deck, things like that, you want 17 or 18 lands in a 40 card deck. But it
Right.
seems like that people are playing fewer than that in Alpha 40. So, what do you guys think is the sweet spot for lands?
I'll activate it.
I tend to play probably fewer lands than most people. If I'm playing an aggro deck, I'll play 14 lands.
Mhm.
I think 14 lands in a Soul Ring is usually what I'll play. If I'm playing like a more controlled deck, I'll play 15 or 16. But I don't think I've ever played a 17 land deck.
Your turn, sir. Yeah, so I'm kind of with James. So there's a lot of preference and there's a lot of theory, and I see people do different things. I see a lot of people stick around that whole like 16 to 18 land range. Honestly, for Alpha, personally, my preference, I tend to go skew a little bit lower because the format's slower,
Mm-hmm.
and I would rather like have more gas than just a handful of lands or a pile of lands out with nothing to cast. So like, yeah, I'm kind of with him. I tend to do like more like anywhere from 14 to 16, or it's like usually like 14 in a Soul Ring or 15 in a Soul Ring, something like that. Or
Stream of Life in chat says his preference is for 16 land because that's exactly 40% when you're playing 40 cards. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
I mean, and of course, your mileage may vary, and you may want to switch it up depending on what your mana curve is or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, like I had that one deck where I tried to do as low as 12. If I had gone 13, I think it would have gone a lot better.
Mhm.
But all like just like 2 and 1 drops and stuff. But then I had that occasional game where you just draw 1 land. It's just the worst.
Let's see. How many cards in hand, Drew?
I have 4.
Alright. So we'll play our Mox here.
So nice.
Well, there's a red source finally.
Yeah, finally. Alright, let's go Howling Mine and Anka Mishra. Go.
Wow. Wow. Howling Mine. Okay. All right. see how it is. So I got 4 cards. I take no damage. Thankfully.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna draw 2 cards. 2. All right, let's play a non-messed up land.
All right, so the Ankh gives you 2 damage there.
Yep, I'll take that. Okay.
This is pretty brutal. You know, you take 2 damage for playing a land. You take 2 damage for tapping your lands.
What's the life total now, Drew?
I'm at 12.
12 for you?
Yes, I'm at 12.
Okay. Choice is this turn for sure.
Okay, I'll swing at you for 1.
Pick one.
Make it go to 9.
What you got going on there, Drew?
I don't know if it's anything good, but I'm gonna get a little. I'm feeling frisky. All right, so I'll take 2, and I'll play a icy manipulator.
Okay.
I see what you did there.
Interesting.
Then in Alpha 40, all artifacts shut off
Right.
when they're tapped.
So
yeah, all of the continuous ones.
I'll pass the turn to you, and then during your upkeep, I'll tap and take 2, and I'll tap your mine.
Which one are you tapping?
Howling mine.
Howling Mine?
Are you going to tap your icy to do that?
It's a Howling Mine, right? So I'm only drawing 1?
Yep.
That means you only get to draw 1 now too, Drew, so, you know.
That's okay.
Double-edged sword.
Life total is what? 8?
Yeah, I'm at 8. Yeah.
Cards in hand?
4.
I think he only wants to draw 1 because of Black Place.
Yeah. James, you need to draw that mana short.
Yeah. Well, that'd be good. I think it was a smart play to tap the Howling Mine there, but
Yeah.
not sure what to do actually. There's a lot of lines, just like he has a lot of lines.
Conceding's always an option.
No, right? Don't want to do that. Let's see. All right, he's at 8. I'm at 9. It's close game.
Yeah, this is like a really fun matchup, actually. That's why I'm like, because it's like they both feel very equal power, like equal level.
Yeah. Let's see. Right. I go to. That's no good. I don't like that line. Let's see. What's another line I can do?
Oh, party foul. I can tell that you're wearing pants. What the heck?
Oh man.
Stream of Life in chat wants to know if you're running Stone Rain, Drew.
Yeah, I should be.
He should be, but apparently not.
Well, when I saw Ash's deck earlier with the black, red, and green, I was like, oh man, because I would really like to see a 3 Stone Rain, 3 Sinkhole, 3 Ice Storm deck. I think that'd be really nasty.
Yeah. Then Ewalto8 says, I never realized how much work Venoms can do. Yeah, this is pretty brutal. I mean, he has 9 of them in his deck, though, because it isn't common, so he can play, as many as he wants.
I mean,
I think I'll just pass the turn, actually.
Okay.
Ah,
I'm telling you, I remember at the Eternal Weekend, the Eternal Central event, and I was playing that Venom deck, and there was playing a guy who's probably around our age, Rich, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Psychic Venom. He's like, Psychic Venom? I haven't seen that card since I was in college. Just like a card because like nobody plays it, like nobody was playing it in Eternal Central rules really. All right, wait. So I got 4 cards. I take no damage. Gotta make sure I'm not like doing anything else wrong here.
yeah,
Okay.
good.
Good.
I like hearing stories when people say that they played Magic back in the day, and when they're saying back in the day, they're talking about 2013.
So
Evans ran red, black, green land destruction last month. Ooh, I would have liked to have seen that in action. Yeah, and that's one thing that I want to do with Alpha 40 here on the stream is I don't want to just showcase the winning decks. I don't want my stream to facilitate a spiky environment or a spiky feel for Alpha 40, because most of Alpha 40 isn't about that spikiness and isn't about maximizing your wins and maximizing each card. It's about the nostalgia and playing funny things like 9 copies of Psychic Venom
or Chaos Lace.
or Chaos Lace, or like Xeno the Retro Gamer with his dozen Plague Rats.
I'm gonna disenchant your ruby.
Disenchant the
what are you doing?
ruby.
Disenchanting the
Disenchanting the ruby. I'll respond by lightning bolt.
Okay. So that puts me down to 5.
Boy,
And you're at 9.
Yep.
no COPs this game, huh, Drew?
Not yet. Okay. I will activate the statue, and I will swing in with both of these studs.
Yep. Take a 4.
All right, so you're down to 5 now, right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, and okay, I'll pass the turn, and then during your upkeep,
Yep.
I will tap. I'll take 2. I go to 3,
Tapping the Howling Light.
and I'm tapping the Howling Mine.
How many cards do you have, Drew?
I have 3.
No card. Oh.
James, how many cards do you have now?
After my draw, I have 4.
4. Okay.
Oh. Pass the turn.
How many red cards do you have, James?
I have some number of red cards. I'll take it.
Was getting rid of that ruby. That was a good play.
He has a non-zero amount of red cards.
I said some number.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got 3. Taking no place damage.
Yep.
Drawing a card. All right. Man, I land.
Yeah, man. not
take
having
2
both
from the
hands
Yonk.
island now, it's like- What was that?
All right.
Drew, take 2 from the Yonk.
Yeah. That's yeah. Yep. Thank you. All right. I'm gonna activate statue. I'm gonna swing in with both
Hit for 4.
for 4.
Brings him down to 1.
1 all.
Yeah, 1 life. And I'm gonna see if this is my Hail Mary here. I don't know. Power Surge. Pass.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah. All right, you got me.
Power Surge for the win.
Got me,
What was
yeah.
in your hand? Oh, Wheel?
Oh!
Wheel, Earthquake, Fireball, and
That
another
would have
island.
if you had drawn. What was your next card?
Wow.
Thank you,
Okay.
Kevin.
If
I
it
just
was-
needed the red source for Wheel of Fortune, and I think I win there.
Oh my
Or
gosh!
Fireball.
Killing that ruby was the play.
Yeah, that was a nice play.
Ooh.
Man, this is like a really fun matchup. Actually, this is probably the most fun I've had with this deck in a while.
That was definitely pretty fun, guys.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys very much for that. That was fun. Can you tip your camera up, Drew?
Take my camera off.
Can you tip your camera up?
Show your face.
Show your face.
Actually, not so much. I don't have a good background yet. I'm in the middle of rearranging some stuff
Put
here.
your, put your head on the mat and like look upwards.
I've had people do that on the stream before. It's funny. So,
It's
yeah, that was a fun display of Alpha 40, and again, it's not with the decks that are like totally killer decks that are going to destroy the format or whatnot. Psychic Venom is definitely something that is pretty fun. It looks like in the format. And again, I like showcasing these decks that aren't the winningest decks, and then the fact that I was able to showcase Drew opening up his Force of Nature was pretty awesome. So
these were my mail days of this week too.
Nice.
Another Chaos Lace.
Another Chaos Lace.
Yeah, this may
That was
be
actually like a really relevant card because you got a card out of your hand for Black Lace.
Right.
Yes.
If only he could have gotten a COP red, so that he could have just prevented the damage from the Black Vice, it would have been awesome.
But that saved him. He ended the game at 1 life. So
Yeah, that's true.
No, that's true. Yeah,
Mhm.
Chaos Lace.
I told you that was a game-winning play. I could tell right away.
Because it made that difference. Yeah. Well, the Chaos Lace is actually it's pretty clutch with COP red stuff because I could like say play it on your Vice and then COP red the Vice and
Yeah.
It basically does a bunch of different things, not as good as the things that would do a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
So like make that play and it's like okay, I can prevent the damage from the Vice, but it's obviously not as good as just disenchanting it, right? If you had a big fat creature out, like say you have a Singer Vampire and I make it red and while you're attacking and then I can prevent the damage, right? So you're not taking damage, but it's not quite as good as like removing it with something, right?
Well, like when the play that you had against Angelo a few weeks ago, where you Chaos Laced his Hypnotic Spectre when he had 2 Bad Moons on the table. So now, I mean, you're still taking damage and discarding the card, but you're only taking 2 damage as opposed to 4. So you're expanding out the game even longer.
Yeah, so these were cards I got this week. I was really excited. I don't do a
Nice.
lot of big purchasing anymore. I mean, for me, this is big.
Do you have
purchasing.
plans for that hive? Do you have an idea in mind of what you want to put together, where the hive would be something good?
This is my first one, and,
Mhm.
and I've been wanting this since I started like the whole Alpha 40 thing. And it was like I remember so back in 2018, it was like on my list, but it wasn't like a top priority, you
Mhm.
know. And I didn't want to go hog wild when I first got into it, right? So I was trying to be like with some moderation. And I remember seeing there were like 2 that were on TCG Player for months, like HP Hive, $140, $150, and I was like,
Mhm.
all right, I can get that later. And then I just never got it, and then the card just kept going up, and then so finally I got a Hive.
Nice.
It was always one of my
Yeah,
favorite.
I'm with you on that one. I don't have a hive, and I'm in the same boat. I'm like, oh, that's cheap. I'll get it later, right?
Yeah, it's because it's like one of those like it sort of flies under the radar cards, and but it's a super fun card. I mean, it makes dudes, and I don't know. I just like weird cards, and I think it's something that can kind of go on almost any deck, really.
Could be something that works well with Power Surge because you have something to sink your mana into every turn.
Yeah, maybe.
Who knows?
Yeah, it's probably
I
not
mean,
good.
if it's a 5.
It's probably not good in a fast aggro deck, maybe. But
Well,
yeah,
no,
you're right.
no,
Like, you get
definitely not in an aggro deck, but
like those long-running games where it's just both
Mhm.
people are stalemates and you have lots of mana out. You can just sit and keep making dudes. So, and I got some script sprites which I needed, and so I picked up a Drain Power, which was cool. I don't have a mana short. That was another one that was on my list, and I think it kind of got past me now because you can't find them. I found one, but it was like $1,000, and I'm like,
It
I'm
was
like,
really hard for me to find that one that I have.
I'm like,
This
do I
is
really
it
want to
forever.
pay $1,000 for a mana short? But Drain Power is only like a $250-ish, $300 card, somewhere in that area. And
In the Psychic Venom deck, I didn't want to play Drain Power for a long time because someone else had tried it out and said it didn't work that well. So
Right.
I'm like, well, okay, I don't want it. But then after a long time trying to make Venom work without it, and I tried it, and I was like, oh, this is actually pretty good.
why
it
not
has-
Power Sinks? Why?
Oh, go ahead, Rich.
Yeah, why no Power Sinks?
Good question. So I don't know. Like for me, I've tried. I started off with, I guess my first iteration of the deck had like 6 power sinks or something, or like 4 power sinks, some large number of power sinks. I found it to be a card that can be really good if you're ahead and really bad if you're behind. And I just wanted to make the deck a little bit more consistent.
Okay.
That's interesting because I feel like it would have destroyed me.
Even 1 or 2 of them would have been okay in the matches
like
that
maybe,
you've played.
Maybe 1 or 2 of them. Maybe.
Yeah.
But, you know, at the end there, like, I only have 3 or 4 lands in play. I'm probably not even going to be able to get, 1 damage out of him. Having that many lands,
Yeah, I mean, I saw the deck list and I was like, I don't know about Lightning Bolt. I might have played either like Sonic Blast or done with the power sinks, because it just fits the synergy so well. But maybe Bolt is really good when you get those decks when you're playing against weenies, I guess, and they get out real fast.
That was the area before I put red into the deck. The weenies were the area where the deck really struggled. Like I would play against like a Benelish Hero deck or a Orchestra Artillery deck, and like they just dump their hand so fast that Vice is not effective, and then you just get run over with the weenies. So that was my thinking with Lightning Bolt.
Yeah. So I mean, so like that mana short thing. And the thing with the drain, with drain power, I don't think it's as good of a card generally than mana short. I mean, for some obvious reasons. But depending on the kind of build you're gonna do, it can be almost as good, sometimes even better, if you build towards its strengths, and you know what I mean. Because obviously, mana short being an instant, you play it on their upkeep. It's kind of like that time walkish type effect. And drain power is not an instant, and maybe you don't want the mana. But if you were to put it in, say, like a deck that really utilizes mana when you can get it from a drain power, like you're playing like Psychic Venom, like red blue with Psychic Venoms and Fireballs or something, say, right?
Which he has Fireballs in his deck though.
Right.
Yeah.
So then maybe there's times where it's better than mana short,
Yeah.
For sure, yeah. To cast an Icy Manipulator or a Fireball, it can be better, but it's actually a really hard balance because you do want the deck to be, in general, a low land count and to have a lot of low drops.
Right.
So if you're putting like a ton of like 4 drops, 5 drops in the deck just to use the drain power, I don't know. If you ran like 3 drain powers and made that the core of your strategy, maybe.
Yeah, no, I think one drain. I mean, one drain power seems like a good amount of drain power.
Right.
Listen, I wanted a mana short, and I was like, well, I can't. Again, part of my whole like collection philosophy of how it's not mana short's great. I don't think it's, for me, it's not $1,000 great. It's not $1,000 worth of fun.
All right. Well, with that, guys, I want to say thank you for allowing me to stream these matches. Thank you for joining me. We're going to wrap it up here, so I definitely appreciate it. Drew, we will see you tomorrow. James, I'm hoping that we can have you on the stream again sometime, all right?
Thank you, Rich.
All right.
James,
Thanks, guys.
It was a blast playing you, man. I appreciate it. That was so much fun.
Thanks, Drew. Thanks for you too.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
And with that wraps us up for tonight. So I appreciate everybody who's joining the stream. And special thank you to the 3 amigos, Angelo, Joe, and Drew. I appreciate that you guys helped me with the commentary tonight. I know that Angelo and Joe had to pop out a little bit early. So appreciate that, everybody. So you can join me for more Alpha 40 coming up tomorrow, and Drew will join me tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. Eastern. We will have the January League Finals. So with that, please stick around for the raid. I appreciate it, and so will the other streamer. And don't touch that dial. We're going to bring you over to 90s MTG. And you guys all have an excellent night. Again, stick around for the raid, and I hope to see you next time here on the stream.